Hello, and thank you for welcoming. Thank you for coming to Karmic Woof. See, I'm tongue-tied this morning. It's New Year's. I'm
Happy
not
New
drunk, and I
Year.
didn't drink, so we're good. It's just early for us. So here we are. Here we are. It's Karmic Wolf time. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome to Karmic Woof. Yes, absolutely. Where we have our habit chatter.
We talk about chatter. We talk about habits. We talk about all the things, and we just kind of take it by where we go. I mean, we're playing it by ear. Here we go. We're your hosts. I'm Jason Lancaster. This is Starbuck Jones, and we're ready to discuss very important things. So, what do we have first on our agenda today?
Uh, so really, I think we need to address Penno.
Yes, there's the big word in the room.
Yeah.
Penno, very
Uh,
important topic.
if you don't know what it is, it's akin to revelations for
Yes,
Christians.
yeah, because I've always associated it with Revelations in the Bible, and because a lot of it's a prophecy, and
It,
a lot of the stuff in the Penno Prophecy, I think matches the stuff in Revelations quite well. Actually, the two fit together really well. My opinion, I've read both. I mean, Bonku
um,
knows more about it than I do, but from what he's given us, I think they link up.
I think Penno has a lot more detail about reality,
Mhm.
where they can say that Revelations is just a story because it's just a story like the rest of it. But this is actually it's not just a story in our mind, it's actually happening. And we're the ones that brought it on. I mean, not just me and you, but everybody.
All humans everywhere. Yes.
Although people would like to blame just us. Um,
Well, they would, and they do, and that's fine.
I think that the more we know, the more we can circumvent the catastrophic issues that are going to be happening. Um, one of the things that will save your butt is TA. If you don't know what that is, it's triune awareness. Talk to Banku, Padmagampa Rinpoche. He will tell you everything. You can talk
We
to him on Facebook or
Yeah,
message me and I'll hook you up, whatever.
yeah, we can both hook you up.
Yeah, yeah,
Or you
absolutely.
just use the email on this podcast, and we can hook you up real easy.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Um, so recognizing that the more we stay in TA, the more we use our awarenesses, and all of this will be explained by Banku. We don't teach, so I can't tell you what that is or what they do. I can only tell you that I'm not using my brain to sort through issues as much anymore. I'm not perfect at it by any means, but a lot less. Um,
Less.
when big emotions come up, that's when the TA kicks in. You can either dig in or you can let the awarenesses take over. Sometimes if you don't have like personally I found out that if I don't have a coping mechanism in place, it just that the habit just takes over anyway because I don't know what else to do in that moment.
It's the only avenue you have. Yeah.
So I can go into my awarenesses and I can do nothing, but those emotions still rise up. The habit still rises up. If I choose not to indulge in it, well, that's one thing, but I don't know what else to do instead. So building those coping mechanisms, recognizing the Maslow's pyramid and recognizing what it is that I need as a human to be able to move forward rather than just, oh, I'm gonna wing it for now. I, that I don't have to do that anymore. Uh, but definitely staying in TA. That will get you through Penno. Um, I'm finding a lot of people not moving forward though. They're like, well, it's not I don't I don't feel terrible yet. Yet.
Not a dumpster fire yet. What, I don't see it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Right.
I'm here, so I don't
Yeah.
none of that bothers me. Um, and then they start to have a bigger view and they recognize that other people around them are suffering greatly.
Suffering. Right.
And the suffering that we used to have, we don't. So we think, oh, well, it's not so bad. It is so bad. It will touch us. If we don't
Mhm.
stay where it is that we belong in our awarenesses, it will touch us. I mean, that's just hands down. And Banku cannot. Like it's not a limitation for him. It's it's our uh it's our big opportunity
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a good way to say it.
to be able
Yeah.
to grow into this.
Right. Because we're all growing. We're supposed to be growing. And I think everyone thinks they're growing. I mean, we're at New Year's and everyone's doing these resolutions, which I never do because it's like, well, it's one time a year I get to grow for 2 weeks and then I'm done. No, if you're a person who wants to grow out of all of your habits and create better habits and find success in life and find your purpose and do your purpose, it's not just resolutions. It's doing this every single day. It's improving every single day. It's working on it every single day throughout the entire year, not just on, these 2 weeks of this particular solar year. And I mentioned the solar year because we're in Bonn.
Yeah,
We don't celebrate the solar year. I mean, I guess we can. We try to kind of blend in with other people and try to, they're happy. We try to be happy too. But our thing is the lunar calendar, and on the lunar calendar we celebrate Lothar, which is in February 18th of this coming year. That's
yep,
the lunar New Year, and that's the one we celebrate. And um, so when we aren't going, yee, 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 we got to do resolutions. It's because it's not really what we do in our lifestyle. We wait for the lunar New Year, but we don't even do resolutions there. We work on every day, regardless of what day it is.
absolutely.
Yeah,
The biggest impact that you can make long term is to do small things every day rather than big, huge things. Now, you may have, you know, uh, some sort of an epiphany or an aha moment, and that feels big because all of a sudden things click, 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 and it all makes sense, or at least
right.
whatever it was that you were focusing on.
Sure.
But every day, small things, you know, uh, working on specific habits, working on things that will hang you up coming up. Like Christmas for a lot of people is it's a dangerous time for them because they're walking around on eggshells. They're around their family. They don't know how to act. They don't know what to do. If you started doing that in, January, by Christmas, it, it wouldn't even be an issue.
Oh yeah, it works very quickly. Yeah, especially with your when you're using training awareness with it, it
Within
works
a
even quicker.
year, you
Yeah,
are going to know exactly how to behave in all situations.
yeah,
Now, like me, even if I don't have a coping mechanism, if I just do nothing, people can stare at me, they can make comments, but I'm just observing. I'm waiting for that moment for it to click so that I can move forward in a way that everyone feels comfortable, or where I feel comfortable and they understand what it is that's happening. Um, Being around people that have uh, put you down, or it held you up in such a high esteem that you can't possibly live up to that. That absolutely happens too. And in those situations, you don't know what to do. I have a friend that's dating a guy that just he thinks that she walks on water, and she's like, no, I'm a dumpster fire, let me be a dumpster fire. And then it's and she goes, I don't like it because it's so uncomfortable. I feel like I'm gonna fall off this pedestal no matter No matter what I do, I'm going to fall off because he holds me in such high esteem that I can't possibly live up to it.
And once the honeymoon period ends in 6 months, he'll see it and then he'll be gone. You changed. No, I'm the same person. You just fell out of the honeymooning period. Sorry, buddy. I'm no longer Snow White.
For real. For real.
I'm just the person that I was always before you put me on the pedestal. Isn't that the way of the world?
So I think that looking at that, recognizing that we don't have to suffer through Penno. Penno is designed to ensure that people recognize what it is that they did and don't do it again.
And part of the thing that we believe in Bon is that we've lived many lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in those lifetimes, we've created habits and more habits and more habits. So the habits that we have today were built lifetimes before us. We don't even know how many. So people aren't going to just change overnight, usually with these habits. That's why people like they have a habit and they'll probably try to quit 7 or 8 times before they actually do because they've spent so much time in the past, longer than you think you have, building up these patterns and all the stuff that goes behind the patterns, the habits. And then they're just, oh, well, I'll just quit tomorrow. Some people tell you, well, I quit, no problem. Yeah, because you didn't spend as much time building that habit as, say, this guy over here. So there's all these things in the background that run that no one's even paying attention to. We just think in our literal linear time thing since birth to now, that's our concept of life. Whereas there's a much bigger picture, and those habits form way, 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 way back, or maybe not as way, way, way back. And for some, it's longer than others. So we approach habits differently because we know that the habits took a long time to build, and it will take a little bit of time to get rid of as long as you're working on it.
We also recognize that experiences that we had, 6 lifetimes ago is not the same as the experiences that we're having today. Mostly because we've never gone through Penno. Not
Yeah, I mean,
so there's so much that goes into it and there's so much information. But the key takeaway is that we don't have to suffer.
yeah, it's a personal choice.
Yes, every day we choose. Every day
Yeah,
we choose to suffer or to not suffer, to go down this road or go down this road. But in each moment, we we have a, a set of, I don't want to say rules. They're not really rules. They're guides.
guidelines for life. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Guidelines. And that's a really good word. So they're not necessarily rules that we follow. They're guidelines. And we're not going to be punished because we didn't do it this way. We're not going to be punished because we did it that way. But life has a way of kicking you in the butt. every
yes.
every time that we do something that is in within our habits to do, rather than taking a step back and recognizing that this isn't helping, this isn't getting us to where we want to be, regardless of where that is. Some people want more than others, like some people really want to become enlightened and some people just want to become the best human they can be, and there's nothing wrong with either one of those paths. But if you say, I want to be the best human I can be, and then you sit on the couch and you do absolutely nothing, and you're not moving forward with what it is that you said you wanted to do, life will kick you in the butt until you start doing what you said you wanted.
Because you put something out there into the universe, and there are other things that listen to what you just put out in the universe, and they're trying to help you. And then if you don't do what you say you're going to do, well, that upsets them too, because they're here. They are trying to help you, being generous, and you're like, no, I don't think so. I'm just gonna sit here on the couch and watch TV. So they're gonna motivate you to move and do something in some way. Sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's bad. And then you're gonna say, oh, I don't understand why life's kicking me in the butt. Well, because you said that you wanted this, and then you sat down and did nothing, and that's why. And there's things moving, trying to move you to do the thing you said you wanted to do. So if you don't want to do it, don't say it. If you don't want to do it, don't think it.
Absolutely.
Don't make
Absolutely.
wishes. Don't make
Yep.
wishes.
Because there's somebody always listening,
Yep.
always. Um, one of the things that when I did when I was a kid was, you wish upon a star.
Yeah.
Uh, and I would say my prayers before I went to bed, and it was it feels like a lifetime ago when I was much shorter and doing these things. And I think about that, what did I wish for as a kid? Interestingly enough, most of it was wishing to be right where I'm at. So somebody was pushing me along to help me out.
Yes. We do have help doing that. Yeah. I mean, most people don't know that we do have help getting to where we need to be.
We are never, ever, ever, ever alone. Ever. Not when you think that you're alone, not when there are unseen forces everywhere. And if you do TA, you will start to see some of those things.
Well, and it'll be very weird.
And right, and recognize though
Yeah.
what they are, and why they're here to help, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
um, we are working on a project to get property so that we
Yeah.
can move forward. One of the things that we want to do is build. We want to help people with clean water and clean food and clean housing, and uh, not have to rely on other people. You can learn how to do the things that you wish for. Okay, cool. And if you then wish for something else, I wouldn't say wish, but if you want to do something else, you can. Yeah,
Because you don't know, maybe, yeah, you think you might like this, and then you try it, and you go, well, I don't really like this. It's okay to change to something else you might think you like, but you learn something. That's the important thing.
absolutely. Um, Things that I've learned. So I did hair for 30 years.
Hmm.
I was behind the chair. I ran a business. I did multiple things inside of the salon, but things that I didn't realize at first was that I did a lot of math every day, all day. Every formulation, every haircut is it's based in chemistry and geometry and anatomy and biology, and recognizing that somebody has a shoulder that's higher up on one side, you still have to cut their hair evenly.
That's true. I never thought of
That
it.
shoulder may never go down, so
Right.
it's like that permanently. And if you cut it even, or to what you think is even, but you don't cut it even to their body, then it's off. So too with everything that we are doing. If we're not paying attention to how something is now when we start to do it, if we're not following it along, so let's say that shoulder, they get work done and that shoulder goes down, now their haircut is ending. So
Yeah.
then they come back in and they're like, can I get this straightened out? Sure, absolutely. And then we go according to their anatomy and physiology and all the,
Hmm.
again. But it's because we paid attention the first time that we recognize that something has shifted. If we do that, let's say with the property project, if we recognize we need this kind of property now, and then it changes and we need a different kind of property, that's okay. we
Yeah.
can we can still shift with that. But if we're not using TA, people very rarely can follow because it happens so fast and so often that we're shifting throughout that they can't keep up.
This is, yeah, that's a thing because I've seen that happen. And because they can't keep up, they don't know what to do. So it usually leads people into going to the unknowing phase, which I know quite well. And when they get into that phase, they don't know what to do. So they don't do anything. And they're just waiting to be told what to do. And they won't move until you tell them what to do. And then you tell them what to do. And then they're like, well, I don't know if I like to do that. And so they wait for something that they like to do. So, and again, that's all feelings. It's not TA, but it's just human. So but yeah, that's the thing.
Absolutely. We talk a lot about feelings on here,
Yeah,
and
right. Yeah.
I definitely want to address we don't think that feelings are bad.
No, we don't. We don't. No.
Feelings are human, but uh the
What I
last
what I
go ahead.
I was going to say, what it is with feelings. When I mention feelings, I'm thinking about the we make choices a lot based on feelings, but that's either something I like or something that I don't like. So aversion or non-aversion. And so we're we're doing that as humans is we have a feeling, which is a neurochemical reaction based on our habits, and then we make choices in life. I like this, I don't like that. But maybe that is the thing you need. But your habits are in the way, and you're like, well, no, I don't like this, so therefore it's bad. And that's not bad. Maybe that's the thing, and it keeps showing up in your life, and you're like, why do these bad things happen? I don't like it. And maybe it's not a bad thing, but you're seeing it as a bad thing, and you're choosing this instead. So we cloud discriminating wisdom with feelings, and it's not a bad feelings aren't bad. They just they come up, and then we make bad choices a lot of times because of them. So train awareness is about having your feelings, but then recognizing, well, just because this feels bad over here doesn't mean it is bad for me. So maybe I might want to check that out or investigate that in some way. I don't have to do it, but maybe I might want to look there instead of just going, nope, not for me. I'm over here. This feels good.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's a really great explanation.
Oh, thank you.
Some sometimes I find myself saying, "Oh, why do I feel that way?" Like that's awkward. Why why
Right.
why is
I do
that
that.
feeling coming in now? It doesn't
Right.
belong here. But it's because of the experiences that I've had in the past where I've had to insert some sort of feeling in order to get past or protect or do whatever.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Um, one one of the one of the big ones for me is uh recognizing that I can um Bunku says that we need big right now. We need big ideas. We need calculatable ideas. So things that we can calculate and move towards and move away from, moving away from this kind of living and moving towards this kind of living. Um, and I say, okay, well, my idea is big, but I can't articulate it well enough yet to be able to fill in all the gaps so that everyone can see it. When I say, this is what I want to do, it sounds very small. And when I start to fill it in, it gets much bigger. Being able to articulate is has always been in this lifetime an issue. When we started doing cosmology, I would lose my poop over what I thought was right because I had a specific way of thinking and I had a specific way of understanding. Banku would say something and I would be like, and and then suddenly I would say, okay, wait. After I'd expended all of those chemicals and all of that nonsense, I would say, okay, wait. Does that mean and
Let's
then
think rationally now. Okay.
right? And I was able to move forward. Um, so now when that comes up, when that isn't when I'm not able to articulate what it is exactly that I want to say based on what it is that I see much bigger than what it is that I can say. um, then I have to take a step back because I just I can't say the words big enough. My vocabulary is very big. I understand a lot more that I can say, which is whatever. But when I'm looking at a situation, I have to remember, take a step back, don't stick your face in it. Take a breath, because uh my initial habit is to lean into it, stick my face in it, hold my breath, and then not be able to articulate anything at all.
I get that. I'm constantly sticking my face into things. And I've had that's my habit. I stick my face in everything and I go, why did this blow up in my face? Well, then I had to learn. It took me a long time that I don't have to stick my face in everything. So
Yeah.
now when I there's a say the feeling comes up and the feeling is associated with the habit of sticking my face in it. So now I'm able to recognize through TA that when this feeling comes up, I'm like, oh, I'm about to stick my face in this thing. So let's check. Instead of sticking my face in it, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to look at the bigger picture. And then I don't stick my face in it. Things go a lot better.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if you're on autopilot and you're on your autopilot habit, life habits, you're just going to keep sticking your face in it, and you're wondering why everything goes wrong for you every time you try to get involved in something. Everyone's angry, everyone yells at you, everyone wants to argue, and it's like conflict everywhere. It's because you stick your face in it, and they. What I found too is that people when they're upset and they're coming to you with their issues or they have an issue, they're not necessarily looking for your help. So if you stick your face in it and you're trying to help them without them really ask, they just maybe just want to complain to you. Maybe they want sympathy. Maybe they want compassion. Maybe they want something else other than what you think they want. And if you give it to them by sticking your face in it and they don't want it, you're going to get an explosion.
Yeah,
And it
absolutely.
took me a long time to figure that one
I have a friend that comes to me. We go to each other, and she says, I have had a real poop day. Okay. Do you want to unload? Do you need me to grab a shovel so we have to go, take somebody out? Do you need what do you need? Do you need a coffee and a cry? What do you need? And then she's able to tell me, I need this. And if I call her and I say, hey, I need, I just need you to listen, or, I need you to not judge me 3 ways to Christmas when I, tell you about X, Y, and Z. Um, and then it's so easy. There's no question. But when you meet somebody for the first time, or when you're just getting to know somebody and they call you and they're like, oh my gosh, hi, how are you? I've had a poop day. You don't know what to do. The
out.
only rational thing that you can do is ask what they need.
No. And that is so simple, but no one does that.
No, no one
No one
does
thinks
that,
to do that. They want to fix it for you.
because everybody is in their own chemicals.
Yeah.
I'm in my chemicals, you're in your chemicals, she's in her
Yeah.
chemicals, and now we've all stuck our faces in it, which means that we have zero visibility.
No,
We are
we
seeing
cannot see outside
situation
ourselves. Can't do it.
only from our view, right?
Right.
So if we take a step back, there was a movie. I think it was I can't remember what it was called. It doesn't matter. Something happened. Let's say a murder happened, and it was in a very crowded place. And they pieced together what happened from 8 people's different views. I think it was 8. Let's go with 8. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the point
No.
is, this person over here saw this, and this person over
Yeah.
here saw this.
Yeah.
And they just went around until they got a full view of what happened,
Mm.
because this person couldn't see what this person could see
Versus,
from all
yeah,
the details.
that's
So
pretty cool. Yeah.
that's what I think about when I
Right.
take a step back. How many views can I see at the same time? Am I have I taken a step far enough back to be able to see enough?
And then, the other one is can you get yourself out of the way? That's one I'm always learning because I'm always shoving myself in the middle of everything I see. I can't see past myself. So I have to like keep move myself over here. If I do that, then
You
people
have
want my help and then things go
Yes,
well. If I don't
and
do that, things do not go well.
you have done a very good job of
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
shifting that.
Yeah, because I notoriously put myself in everything and make it all about me somehow. And I don't even know I'm doing it. And then now it's like, oh, just remove me. Listen to what the problem is here that you're having. Ask how I can help, and then do whatever it is that I could do to help you with what you said you want done. But also, you learn through all the other tools that we've learned in Bonku, and that's like the hypnosis stuff and the neuro linguistic programming and all the other stuff we learned. People will tell you what they want, or they'll tell you what they need, or they'll have a problem. And that has nothing to like what they're saying doesn't match what's really going on. They have there's something else going on that they really want to express and they can't express it. So if
Because
you're
they can't see it.
they can't see it,
It,
yeah.
it's not even like they're doing it on purpose. They don't
No, they don't even know.
because their face is stuck in it. So
Yeah.
if we take, so one of the things that I noticed is when you're so close to a situation that you see all the teeny tiny details and you miss the whole picture or even some of the picture, you're
Yeah.
just, so I take it like if you look at a snake skin underneath a microscope, you would see some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
The way that the scales work, the way that the
Mhm.
skin moves, like that's cool. But until you take a step back, you don't recognize that that snake is venomous,
It has fangs. Who would
or
have thought?
it's completely harmless and it's
Yeah.
not going to do anything.
Right.
You're not its enemy. It just needs to eat, so it's
Mhm.
going to go do. One of the things uh, that I think about when that happens, when I recognize what it looks like, not only for me but for somebody else, I I can say, "Oh, hey, I recognize why this might hurt. Let's take a step back together because it doesn't have to be so painful. We can take a step back and look at a situation. Okay, well, this person is targeting you and they're trying to hurt you. Okay, so you have options. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about, me versus them. It's about, okay, well, they're hurting because X, Y, and Z. Okay. So now you have two options. You can either destroy them or you can lift them up. you know, like and
Better to lift them up because that's going to equal better for them and you at the same time.
well, some people need to be crushed.
Well, the prideful people need crush because the only way to deal with pride is crushing it.
And you know, I have a 14-year-old son. If somebody were to attack him, they wouldn't make it past that point
No,
because
know
in my
that. I know
view,
that for sure. Yeah.
they need to be crushed.
Yeah. But you have the skills to do that. So,
I do.
yeah,
Yes.
I know firsthand. We practice together.
We did. And the coolest thing about knowing that is that I have the confidence to be
Yeah.
able to follow through with it.
Yes.
Um, Being able to have a space where we can practice, being being
Yeah.
able to have a space where we can not just practice our martial arts, but also practice our bond. You know,
Yeah.
um, having a morning puja practice where people would get together and do mantra and then go about their day. Like that sets a tone, reminds you that these are the guidelines that we can follow to end the suffering.
Well, yeah. And it also reminds you before the day gets started that you create your own day. You're creating everything that's happening in front of you. You create your
Yes,
own world. So the
absolutely.
doing the practice first thing in the morning kind of reminds you before you start your day that you are creating everything in your life. You are creating your day. You are creating everything you see, everything you do from your brain. So it reminds you that you might want to make better choices and how you
Yes.
create your day. And it's not everything's not as serious as you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penno does not have to suck. I
Doesn't
mean,
have to suck, no.
not for everybody. you know,
It's a personal choice. Yeah.
it is recognizing that okay, so the property plus businesses plus uh getting people involved, it is a $3 million project.
We need 3 million.
Okay, so let's say that we find a property that's 2.5 million. Well, it has to have pretty much everything we need on it to move
Well,
forward.
and that's a good point because I've had other people say, "Well, we'll get together and we'll just buy, we'll invest and buy just property. We can just buy property and donate to you." It's like, well, yeah, it's great, but the property has to have all of the things we need on it in order for us to function on the property. You can't just go out and buy a piece of property and go, "Here we go, here's a piece of property." I mean,
Yeah.
there's the property has to fit what it is we're doing, so we know what we want and we're looking for the property that fits the needs of what we want to do in order to help ourselves and others instead of
Yes.
just accepting any old property. Here you go. Could be in a swamp, could be on a piece of desert. The land might be horrible, and the water, there could be problems that you don't even know. So we're taking our time and looking for the right property.
Also recognizing that other people can be a part of this project. As a matter of fact, we want other people to be a part of this project.
Absolutely. The more the merrier. Yeah.
Yes. Um, Getting a property, moving forward, building the things that we need, not only does it help us, but it helps other people. At the
Yeah.
same time that we are learning how to do these things, we have the technology, but I haven't built these things. So I'm going to be learning at the same time that I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that I don't understand how to do this. It
Yeah.
means
The concepts. Yeah. You know,
most
the
likely
concepts.
I built a smaller model already, and
Right.
I'm looking at building the big thing.
Big. Yeah. The real thing, if you want to
Exactly.
call it that.
Right. Um uh the more we learn, the more we do with what we learned, the longer we learn it, the longer we know it.
Yeah, it's like reading a book. You can read a book and you'll retain what 5% maybe if you're good. But then if you read the book and you're doing the things in the book as you're reading the book, you'll remember all the book because that's how we learn. We don't just read books and read books and read. I tried to learn that way myself. It didn't really get me anywhere. I read a lot of books though. And but if you ask me 2 weeks later, what was that book about? I'm like, well, in a nutshell, here's a short paragraph, and I don't really know what I've learned. I read the book.
But I read the
And then
book.
and then you go read it again and again and again. You might remember a little bit more, but after 2 weeks, you're like, nope. So, but if you read the book and then do the things in the book as you're reading the book, you remember the book. And that's kind of, so it took me a long time to learn that. But that's what how we do things in Bon.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because just knowing it, just reading it, doesn't do anything.
right.
Wayne Grund is he's a hair. He's way up there in the hair world.
Yeah. He's a
Um,
hair guru.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, he he said knowledge is knowledge is fuel, action is power.
Yeah.
And I thought about that. You know, everybody says knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. If you know, that's cool. But if you don't do anything with what you know, it doesn't get you anywhere. You just know, BFD. So if we know and then we do, we have power between those
Mm-hmm.
two things. When you learn about when you learn about a deity and you
Mm-hmm.
recognize uh, what it is that they're carrying and why they're carrying it, why they have all of these things, you recognize that they went through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
They
they
did. Takes a lot to get where they got to.
and they overcame that.
Mm-hmm.
Our Banku is Dorje Pem. So when you look at the Tanka of Dorje Pem, first of all, he's got 1,000 arms.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean?
Right.
That means that he can do 1,000 things at once. He
And he
can
does.
focus on, yeah, he
Yeah,
does. Yeah, he
he
does.
does.
He really does. But it's so much more than that. It's about the tools that are in each hand. It's about recognizing that practice is important, that the a Kadvanka is just as important as a puja text, because in the moment that puja text may save your life, but also a Kadvanka could too. Like,
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Given the circumstances. Sure.
yeah, exactly. and
Right.
and those change from moment to moment. So
Right.
if he has all of those tools with him always, he's never in a situation where he wouldn't win.
Right. Exactly.
Being able to use that effigy in real time for us means that we have access to that kind of knowledge and those tools, recognizing that from moment to moment, we will win no matter what, because we have everything we need in that moment.
Now, with these deities, see, we don't, unlike most religions, because we're not a religion, but religions worship deities. We don't worship anything.
Oh,
We make friends with them and them with us, and we work together to do things as like friends would do, like collaborating together to achieve a goal. We don't worship them, and they don't want to be worshipped, quite frankly. But I mean, they're not gods. Gods like to be worshipped, but these are enlightened beings. They're higher than the gods realm. But so I just always want to make sure that people know that in Bon we don't worship anything. We don't worship deities. We don't worship gods. We don't worship enlightened beings. We don't worship any of that. We work together and we make friends.
yes.
We make friends with things people are scared of,
Oh, absolutely.
and
So
there's not a problem. That's not a problem.
Mara is he's a friend. He's a really good friend.
Mm,
He is not trying to make things difficult,
mm.
but at the same time, yeah, kind of is.
That's his job.
He's trying to point out that this path over here that we always take, that's a grooved path because we've always taken it, is not necessarily the best path. It's going to
He'll
be
show you.
hard
Yeah.
if we
He's,
keep going down that path. But if we
mm.
just go over here, if we just look to the right or look to the left, depending, then we can move forward in a way that is less suffering and less painful. And then we can move forward with everything, not just with one thing. But if we keep taking that view, oh, okay, well, this hurt the last time. I know that that's what I've always done, but it hurt. Recognizing what real suffering is not, you know, well, my bills are all paid and uh, I can take vacation and uh, my kids love me and my parents are great. My job kind of sucks, but whatever, I'll live with it. I'm gonna go home after work and hang out on the couch and I'll just do it the next day. That's suffering. Why? Because you're not seeing the reality of what's happening. There's somebody that always has more than you. So we're constantly chasing the
Hurrying, yeah,
I want a bigger
chasing, yeah.
vacation, I want a bigger car, I want a more this, I want a more that. And then people get to the end of their life and they're like, I had a good life. Did you though? Did you recognize that there none of this is real? The cars aren't real, the houses aren't real, none of it is real. And the more we dig in and we say this is solid, the less we see reality, the less we see what's really going on. And that doesn't even touch the what we see in Bon. That's you're not paying attention to the politics of what's happening with humans. You're not paying attention to the rest of the globe. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, good for you. You went on vacation. I'm happy that you had fun. Now let's focus on what that means to be in bliss eternally.
Right. Well, yeah, because you're trying to move towards an end goal, so your next life isn't so horrible.
And people say there is no end goal, there's nothing really to work for.
I'm
I
just
just want to
here
have
doing my thing, and
yeah,
that's yeah,
I just don't want to be in pain while I'm here.
yeah.
Well,
It's like that's all you want out of life, not being in pain.
right? And
Well,
and and then it turns out that the whole time you were in pain because you wanted something more, you wanted something bigger, and you weren't able to get it because you didn't actually know how to move forward with it.
yeah. Then they say that a lot of people on their deathbed, one thing they always do is they start going through their regrets, what they didn't do,
Yeah.
what they wish they would have done, that kind of stuff. It's like, well, maybe we should take a page from that and then start doing the things we want to do here while we have the time to do it instead of waiting until we die and going, well, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. Now it's a little
Think
too
about
late.
how
So,
many people are inflamed. Me
yeah.
here. Okay. Um, getting just being able to get better sleep.
Mhm.
One of the things that people have a hard time with during winter here, especially, is that we don't have a lot of sun. So we have light, but it's not the same thing. We don't have a lot of sun. So people get depressed and they're like when I worked in a corporate building, I would go to work when the sun was coming up and I would go home when it was dark.
Yeah.
And there was all the light. So I would go outside as often as possible just to take a break or whatever. Of course, I was smoking at the time, so I kind of negated all of that sunshine. But the the idea that we are stuck, that we can't do anything about this is nonsense. We can. People that don't have access to good medical care or clean water, and I'm not talking about third world countries, I'm talking about, Chicago.
In this country, people don't have access to healthy foods. They don't have access to healthy medicines. They don't have access to healthy water. We don't. We
You
have
can eat as
access to
much salad as
poison,
you want, but it's not
not real
healthy.
salad.
It wasn't
No.
grown in a healthy manner, and it still has pesticides and all kinds of nonsense on it.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I don't trust that it it is what it says it is. You know
Because you
what
don't
I'm
know. I mean, they started at one point, they started putting worm stuff in food. And it's like in meat and stuff like that a couple years back. Um, and
saying?
it's like, yeah, they started doing that in the UK. I don't know if that ever came in. I think it was in chicken. They were putting that in chicken or something like that. But it was a couple years back. But they were, and like no one even really knew or said anything. Or some people knew, and they were like, yeah, I'm not
Right?
eating that ever again.
Like somebody makes you dinner at their home and you're like, thanks for the parasites. Have a great day.
Yes.
Ugh.
They're like, well, the FDA now says it's okay. I don't care what the FDA says.
They're
They're not,
yeah.
they're not my God. I'm sorry.
Nope. Thanks a bunch, but no.
So what we want to do, we want to fix this. We want to get a piece of property. We want to create the technology because we know how to build the things that actually create clean food, healthy, real food that you could eat and your body will thrive on and heal a bunch of stuff
Yes.
because you're actually eating real food. We aren't eating real food. Everyone knows we're not eating real food, but they like, well, I can only afford. No, you can eat real food, but we need a place that we can build the things to make real food and real water. We actually can make water. People are
It's
like, well, I
it
know
is
you can't make
possible.
water. Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Yes, you can. Um, do you remember in The Matrix? I don't
Yes.
know if I'm hoping that everybody has seen The Matrix at this point. But there's a scene where this dude is in a restaurant and he's eating a steak and he says, I know this isn't real, but I choose the steak. Because he knows what reality is. He recognizes that the only thing that you need is some sort of proteinated gruel, but he wants it to look and taste like a steak. because reality doesn't match up to what it is, that the fantasy that he has in his head. Well, what if reality was better than the fantasy? What if
That's a good
we
point.
really
Yeah.
could move like Neo did? What if we
Right.
really could, or I don't remember the girl's name in the movie. Forgive me,
I don't
whatever.
either.
But Trinity, is that her name?
But we'll call her that. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know.
So the idea is that they understand what reality is versus the fantasy, and he's the only one that chose it.
Yeah.
He's the only one that said, I still want this. But we have 8 billion people on this planet that are still choosing the steak over reality, recognizing that they're we recognize that they don't understand that that's a fantasy.
Yeah. And they're settling for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's because somebody else wants to control that steak.
Yeah.
And we don't want to control it. We don't The only thing that we want to control is ourselves. So being able to tame our own mind and moving forward, recognizing that that steak isn't real.
No.
I'm not saying that we need to be breatharians.
Oh,
That's not
yeah. We're
that at all.
Presbyterian. No, no. That's
Human
we
bodies
even.
need food.
Well, I remember in Bonn, we have the ability to make in one of our practices, we have the ability to make anything taste like anything we want.
Absolutely. Or
It's one of the
have as
skills.
much protein as we need, or
Right.
have as much whatever, right?
It's all based on the same thing we're talking about.
Yes.
If it's not real, that means you can change it.
Yep.
We know how to change it because Banku taught us. He knows how to change it.
Absolutely. So he doesn't gatekeep.
No.
He doesn't ever say, oh, I'm going to hold this back because I want it for myself. He doesn't ever do that. But he also doesn't give us more than we can chew.
No.
If if we can't understand what it is that he's giving us, there's very little that he can do to help us understand.
Well, there's that, and then there's the
We
other thing where
have
he's
to
always
meet him halfway. We
right.
have to want to understand what it is that he's saying.
Yeah. And I know other things too. He says that there's a process to this. If I just give you this teaching, you'll probably go crazy.
Yes.
You're not ready for that yet. So you need to go through this process to get ready for this, and then I can give it to you. If I give it to you right now, you will literally be in a wacko house, and you won't be able to recognize anything because you'll be crazy.
Yeah.
And there are
The
people are like, oh,
reality
okay,
is definitely not what we think it is. I've
right.
seen glimpses. I can hold it now for a little bit, but not for very long at all.
Mm,
But not in the scheme of things. Um, Recognizing what really is going on versus what I want to happen or what I think should happen is helping me to make the course that I'm on cleaner. Okay, so we want property so that we can build all of these things, and we have to bring other people in that also want that so that
right,
they can get the benefit from what it is that we're doing, and they can do it too.
right,
Okay, cool. So what does that look like in reality? There are so many differences in what we do as Bonpo versus what the average person does, that we can keep it much cleaner and we can stay the course, giving the it's not giving the impression, but allowing ourselves to grow, allowing ourselves to expand and become more while working on this path. The last thing that I want to do is go backwards. Uh, but that's because I'm thinking linearly. But when you look at the path that you're on, you're not doing it like you were talking about time. You're not doing it like this. You're
right.
all over the
You're
place.
all over. Yeah,
And if you have to go backwards in order to move forwards, then that's what you do.
Right.
That's what 3-point turn is while you're driving.
True.
If you
Right.
have to go back in order to go
Go
forwards,
around.
okay, well, then
Right.
that's what you do. Um, I think that I think the more I know and the more I do, the more I want to know and the more I want to do. There was a point in my life where I was sick. I wasn't happy. I was I just I wasn't a good person, to be honest.
Hmm.
Uh, I really wanted to be. I really tried, but I couldn't focus long enough to move forward on anything
Hmm.
unless it was a project that had an endpoint. If it had an endpoint, I could do it. But it had to be close enough where I could see that I need to move from here to here.
Hmm.
This project with the property is so big that if I don't break it down and say, okay, I can move from here to here today, and I can move from here to here tomorrow, and I can move from you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of things have to happen, and it really doesn't have an endpoint because it keeps going and growing and growing and growing bigger and bigger. So there is no endpoint because as soon as you put an endpoint on it, you've just limited it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So recognizing that, recognizing how big this is, if I can do this from here to here today, then I can do this tomorrow.
Right.
Or if I can get all of this done today and half of that, then I can continue from that point.
Yeah.
Not I'm done, not I'm done for the day. The awarenesses are always working through the issues, always working through and it's not even problems. They're not problems, they're challenges. I don't want to say that this isn't a big job. I mean, it really is. But recognizing that you can call it an obstacle or an opportunity. I don't want to talk about obstacles. I want to talk about challenges. I want to talk about opportunities. I want to talk about things that are in front of us right now that we can do today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Recognizing that, that 6 degrees of separation,
Yeah.
there's only 5 people between you and the person that you want to know.
Yeah.
So how do we utilize that and move forward? How do we recognize that there's so much that needs to happen incrementally, just like in Bon? If you do something every single day and
Create a habit.
and you create a habit out of that, and I'm not saying do your mantra like no, 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 no.
No.
No, I'm saying actually intentionally doing your mantra every day, intentionally doing these things, intentionally going into your awarenesses, intentionally using the heads and the effigy and all of the things that you have, all of the tools that you have, recognizing these things on a moment by moment daily basis. You can move from here to here in a whole day. Y'all can't see that, but instead of from here to here, you can move from here to here. You see what I'm saying? There's so much that we could do just by focusing on the proper things, the right things. The the obstacles that people see, uh, the the things that hang them up, the habits that get in the way. That well, I can't do that. I don't know how. Okay.
Well, guess what? You can't do that because you believe you can't do that.
Do you see? Do you see? I'm swallowing that
Yeah.
habit right there.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't want that habit. Okay. Well, if you can't do that today, how about you learn how and do it tomorrow? Or you learn how to do it a little bit, you do a little bit, and then you learn a little bit and you do a little bit until you're capable of doing the whole thing.
Mhm.
Well, today I don't know how, and I'm stuck, and I don't really want to do that. Okay, well then you will stay in that position for the rest of your life. And I mean that sincerely. If you don't want to, you won't.
Right.
There are days where I wake up and I just don't want to. I don't want to deal
Oh
with
yeah, I get those.
people. I don't want to. I don't want to look at the outside world. I'm going to focus on my internal things. I'm going to focus on my habits. I'm going to focus on the all of the links and the realities and all of the things. I'm going to focus on me and what I have to do to get past the I don't wannas.
Mm.
Because otherwise I'm going to be the one that's stuck, and I don't want to be. I don't like that.
No, we don't want to be in boxes.
No, there's no reason.
We're very limiting, but we're running out of time. So we've already gone way past our hour, but we're having such a great conversation. Um, see, this is what we do. We have great conversations, and then time escapes because time's not really real, according to Banku. So it's not real. But here we have a time limit. So because the rest of the
Right.
world doesn't recognize it.
Recognize
Um,
that time is not linear and that it's
uh,
not really a thing.
it's in
Uh,
the now. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what
it's
time is right now.
yep,
Yep.
that's exactly it.
So right now we should probably end, but we're talking about Penno, and the whole idea of this is that you do not have to suffer through Penno. And if you use these tools that we were talking about, you do not have to suffer through Penno, even though it looks like doom and gloom and all the horrible things are happening. Well, that's a choice. You could
Yep,
choose to, suffer by doing nothing, not growing, not increasing your intelligence, not learning, not doing anything. You just sit back, watch TV, veg out on the couch, do your 9 to 5, eat your dinner, go on vacation. You could do all of that.
you
But
can
then
let
once
other
Pinot hits,
things or let other people do things to you
yep.
without your say,
Well,
or
you go about your life. Yeah.
you can change your view.
Yeah.
You can learn how to use these tools. Contact us,
Yep.
Jason or me, Star, or and you can also go straight to Banku.
Right. And
Please
he'll be happy to help
ask
you. He'll
ask
be thrilled.
absolutely
Yeah.
ask any questions. If you don't have any questions, go back to the beginning of this podcast and look at what we've said and what we've talked
Right.
about and all of the things that we put together, and then maybe you will find some questions.
As we say some things, you might not even know what are you talking about? Well,
Yeah,
that's a question. Ask us.
that's a great
Perfect
point.
question.
Yep,
Right. Because we say a lot of things, even like you said Penno. What? Well, ask it. Yeah. If you have a question, ask. We're delighted to hear from you. We're delighted to talk to you. Bonku would be thrilled to talk to you about this stuff. But there are things going on that you need to know about. We're here to let you know about
absolutely.
them.
Yes.
And we want to include everyone in what we're doing because we can't do this by ourselves. We have a bigger view of what we want to do. And I know it sounds crazy sometimes because I'm talking to people. So what are you doing? Well, yeah, we're going to space. You're doing what now? We're going
Sure,
to go to
why
space.
not?
I'm like, well, you can't. Now that's what are do you need mental health issue? Do you need you need like you're going crazy or something? Like I had a person ask me if I was going mental. I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong with me. Well, why were you saying you're going to go to space? We can't do that. You can't do that. That doesn't mean I'm gonna. Just because you can't do something doesn't mean it's going to stop me from doing
Your limitations over there do not affect me. And
it. Yeah,
that's really what this is about. Not allowing somebody else's limitations to affect you.
I can't.
Not
Yeah,
allowing Penno to affect you in the same way.
right. But if no
We
one starts
absolutely can do that.
right. And if only Elon Musk wants to go to space, well, then he's going to go to space and leave the rest of us behind because he has the money and the will to do so. If we had the money, if we had his money, we could probably take half the planet with us to space because we want to include everyone.
Absolutely.
He just wants to go there and do whatever he wants to do, and that's fine. It's his thing to do. But
Yeah,
we have
sure.
bigger pictures, so either we can sit back and do nothing, or we could do the impossible, which it's not
Yes.
impossible. We could reach
Yeah.
out and do things that no one has ever done before because we can
Yeah,
and we will.
absolutely.
The only thing that stops us is us, our thinking.
Yes.
So it's like, well, you can't go to school. Well, no, we can if we work on it. Maybe you can't. that I can, and I will work until that happens. So anyway, if you would like to be a part of this show, please contact us. We'd love to have you as a guest. We want guests. We want to
Yeah.
hear your thoughts. We want to hear your opinions. We want to hear your ideas. We want to hear what maybe you have your views on going to space, your views on saving the world, your views on Penno, your views on Bon, your views on whatever. We want to hear about it. So contact us via our email. If you want to talk to Bonku, contact us. We can give you connect you with him so that you can contact him directly. You can contact us directly. We can connect you through us too. So either way, our email's around here somewhere. I always include it in all of the headers and all of the text stuff you put around this stuff. So um, that's good. So yeah, contact us, and we want you to be a part of what we're doing. That's the whole reason why we're doing this. It's not for our benefit.
Yes.
We make zero from this, and we'll make zero from this. It's a lot of time and effort, but it's worth it because we get to share our ideas, our thoughts with you, and invite you to do the same with us. So please do so.
Yes.
And we'll let you go from there and talk to you next week.
See you next week. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, and have a wonderful new solar year. Enjoy.
Yes.